Tim Platt writes, "Hey AMC Movie Talk crew, absolutely addicted to your show. I watch it every day. The other day I heard you guys talking about your favorite comic book movies, and it made me think of this question. Who is your favorite movie villain, comic or non-comic, of all time? Would greatly love to hear your responses. Keep up the great work." That is such a tough question.
It's a tough question, but an easy one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, look, there are the key for any great action film, or really great any film, really, is to have a really great, solid, strong villain. Actually, if you look at the J.J. Abrams films, I loved the first Star Trek film. I really did. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to ask me what is the biggest weakness of that film, the biggest weakness was Nero. It wasn't a strong villain. Nero was played brilliantly by a brilliant actor, but still the character itself that they created was kind of weak and really not all that present very often. And to me, that was the biggest hindrance of the film, if you could want to use words like that. I even think they underused Khan. I loved Khan in Star Trek 2. I loved him, but they underused him. He should have been there more, and they shouldn't have worried about keeping his identity a secret. We all knew. Come on. He's the biggest marketing tool you have, saying Khan. They should have been in all the trailers. Khan! And they should have run with that and then used him more in the film instead of having this pseudo poorly attempted suspense build-up to the big reveal that he is Khan that comes not until the third act. Big wasted opportunity. I think that's one of the biggest weaknesses of Abrams' movies so far, which is weird because his TV shows often have really great villains. But anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. So some of my all-time favorite movie villains, and I'm sure if I sat down with a list, maybe I can come up with some other names. I've always loved Chiwetel Ejiofor's agent in Serenity. One of the most awesome screen villains ever. I loved him. Of course, Hans Gruber in the first Die Hard has to be up there as well. You know, and the thing about Hans Gruber is he's still kind of, for a lot of movies, kind of the standard by which, hey, if you're making a movie and you're trying to make a bad guy, how does he measure up to Hans Gruber? I mean, that's actually asked a lot around Hollywood. So that's one of the greats. But there's no doubt, there is no doubt, the single greatest all-time villain in cinematic history is the Dark Lord of the Sith. It's Darth Vader. Obviously, it's Darth Vader. There is no answer B, C, or D. It's Darth Vader. Come on. Now, of course, I say that understanding that all film is subjective and you're totally entitled to your opinion, so I'm just speaking, with hyperbole. But you're crazy if you don't think Darth Vader is the greatest cinematic villain in history. You don't even have to be a Star Wars fan to know that Darth Vader is the greatest villain in cinematic history. I mean, sure, and then you got some great animated villains as well, like Cruella de Vil, who will ever forget her, is a great. Scar in Lion King is a great villain. There are a lot of great villains out there, but Darth Vader. What about you, Chris Lee? Who would you, when you think of like big movie villains, who jumps out to you as being some of the scariest to you, the ones that you would worry about the most, that you really loved?
You know, it's funny, and I'm totally agreeing with a lot of people in the comment section right now. Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
It's a big one in the comment section.
Yeah,
they're also agreeing with Darth
one.
Vader, but I'm going to agree that movie bothered me for quite some time. So that's a good villain. And as far as people who played villains, one of my favorite villains that I've seen in the last couple of years in superhero movies was Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Heath Ledger. And speaking in the comic book genre too, Magneto. Magneto is just an amazing villain as well. But to me, everything starts and stops with Lord Vader. But that's just me.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.